Hello trader, welcome back to another weekly Forex podcast. Upcoming week, a very busy week coming up with dollar and CAD news, followed by FOMC and quite a few high impact news, including JPY, CAD, dollar yen, GBP gold, and GBPUSD, AUDUSD, all of them getting very volatile. So very busy week coming up. So I will be looking at one by one from higher time frame to the lower time frame to do the complete multi time frame analysis to see where we can find trading opportunity in this upcoming week. So before I begin this full analysis, traders, make sure that you give a thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So with that said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay, so let's begin first of all with DXY. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have in DXY. I'll begin with monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly, we can see that this is the third month that DXY is highly bearish. Now with the market open on the monthly, we can see that from this resistance, DXY has got a rejection, and we may see that DXY coming back down further to create a new lower low, as it is a long-term bearish market. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that previous week DXY has a low volatility. We have seen the price tested this resistance, has got a very strong rejection from a weekly doji, which in fact a potential bearish price action. Therefore what we can expect on DXY for the market to bounce back up for a deeper pullback and then to drop down again to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the daily chart on DXY, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is an important level of resistance here, and from that resistance we see that lower double bottom formation with a lower high, which is a sign that DXY might remain bearish. Now on the daily last day of trading week, we saw that there was a gap open, and this gap still has not been tested yet, so we might see that DXY bouncing back to the upside, potentially filling that gap, retesting, and then dropping back down to create a new lower low. Now dropping down to the further lower time frame, from the 4-hour perspective DXY, we can see that there is a very strong drop here, very narrow pullback, which is in fact a potential sign that DXY may come back down again. And what we can expect from the 4-hour perspective for DXY, with the market want to bounce back up to fill that imbalance and then to trend again to the downside, which we might see also a retest of this previous support here on the lower time frame, which is turning resistance here along with this 20 EMA, and then to drop back down. So this could be the wave for the upcoming week on DXY, initial bounce and then to drop to continue to the long-term downtrending market structure. Now let's see GBPUSD, and we could see a mirror of DXY. Let's do a complete multi-time frame analysis to see how the market might be doing this week. Now this is the monthly candle on GBPUSD. So far we can see the price tested the monthly high, tested the low, and from this monthly support, what we can expect on GBPUSD to remain bullish again to create a new higher high. If we look at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly doji formation on GBPUSD. Now, if we look at the overall market structure on GBPUSD, we can see that this is the impulse correction, impulse, deeper correction, and we have seen another impulse. We can see that another correction. Now back to back two dojis, double doji formation with a lower high and lower low. What I think that with the market open this week, we might see a pullback and then continuation to the upside to create a new higher high on British pound US dollar. Now dropping down to the daily chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily bullish candle. If we look at this bull flag on British pound US dollar, and from that bull flag, if we fully analyze, we can see that the price already tested the support of this bull flag, has got a bounce. What I think that, as you can see last day of trading week, there is a narrow doji formation, as we have seen a rejection, we might see further correction on GBPUSD. Most likely we could see a break of this daily low and then may continue to rise to the upside on British pound US dollar. Now if we look at the 4-hour perspective, we can see quite a few narrow candle formation last day of trading week. We have seen a very strong impulse expecting with the market open further drop and then continuation to the upside. This could be the wave on GBPUSD for the upcoming week, and as we are seeing that fully mirror with DXY, we can expect GBPUSD to bounce back up to this resistance level, and throughout the week we can find trading opportunity in this wave if the market is doing exactly as expected. Now let's look at euro dollar. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly, we can see that euro dollar previous months form a bullish candle. There is a long wick at the top on euro dollar with a healthy body, and what we can see here, this is the monthly narrow doji formation on euro dollar, and this is a support level on the monthly, expecting euro dollar for the market to retest and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high. Dropping down to the weekly chart, we can see that euro dollar from the weekly showing a very strong uptrending market structure. There is a bounce pullback and we have seen another bounce deeper pullback. Now what we can see here, this is the weekly doji formation on euro dollar. Now with that weekly doji, what we can see that the market has broken this previous weekly low, formed this long wick doji, and with that long wick doji, what we can expect on euro dollar for the market to retest and then to continue to the upside to create a new higher high. If we drop down to the daily chart on euro dollar, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily price action here, and with that daily channel here on euro dollar, there was a bounce. We can see like the GBPUSD euro dollar also has formed a bull flag. Now we can see there is a bounce and then bull flag formation, and with that bull flag last day of trading week form a narrow doji on the daily on euro dollar. And what we can expect on this market for the price to drop, grab liquidity, and then to bounce back up to create a new higher high, as there is an imbalance in that area. Now from the 4-hour perspective on euro dollar, we can see that from the 4-hour there is a strong impulse followed by correction. Now what we see that there is a liquidity candle. The price is just below that liquidity candle, which is in fact an important area of value from the liquidity perspective, expecting euro dollar for the market to drop to that support and then to bounce back up, and that could be the wave on euro dollar. We will be looking to see how the market behaving. As soon as we will find suitable entry, we can look for going long on euro dollar along this direction, as we are expecting for the market to change its downtrend to an uptrend. Now let's look at AUD USD. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have looking at the monthly chart to see what we see. That from the monthly, after the previous monthly bounce, AUD USD has dropped here to this this is the monthly candle with a long wick at the bottom and also healthy body. As there is a monthly bounce, we can see that on AUD USD has dropped, retested, and what we might see now a deeper pullback to the upside, and also this is the monthly resistance. If we drop down to the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly impulse on AUD USD followed by this pullback, and with that pullback on AUD USD, we can see that weekly candle formation. This is an important support level on AUD USD, expecting for the market to retest and then to remain bullish for long-term perspective. From the daily perspective on AUD USD, we can see that this is a support level on AUD USD, and this is an uptrending market structure on Aussie dollar. We saw that there was a local downtrend, which is in fact a break of structure of this support level, expecting AUD USD from the lower time frame to drop again to retest to this liquidity zone and then to remain bullish, as we see that there is already a local uptrend started. We have seen a bounce pullback, another bounce, expecting deeper drop and then to continue towards its uptrending market structure, and that could be the wave on AUD USD. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. From the monthly, we can see that dollar CAD is long term. We can see that it is a long-term bull market. Currently, we have seen after this break this month so far, the market has made initial bounce so far, and we might see now on dollar CAD a potential drop to the monthly support. As we can see, the price is approaching that resistance level on the monthly. If we look at the weekly chart, what we can see that from the weekly there is a very strong rejection on the weekly, followed by 2 weeks of correction back to back. Previous week we saw a long week candle in that area, and what we can expect on dollar CAD for the market to come down again to the support level. Now if we look at the daily chart on dollar CAD, we can see that from the daily, this is the daily impulse followed by deeper correction, and we can see another impulse on the daily time frame, back to back 2 daily doji formation, and we see that series of lower high in that area on dollar CAD. Now if we look at the 4-hour perspective on dollar CAD, we can see that from the 4-hour time frame, this is where the price currently little bit in a sideway. What I think that we might see a further liquidity grab from the top on dollar CAD, and then we can expect for the market to drop back down again to this support level. That could be the wave on dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have in this market. Now let's see gold. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have on gold. Looking at the monthly chart on gold, we can see that from the monthly, this is the monthly impulse on gold, which is in fact a very strong uptrending market structure. We have seen there is a very strong bounce followed by a pullback, and we can see that there is another bounce followed by deeper pullback. Currently the market is in another impulsive phase from the monthly perspective on gold, and this current monthly candle, what we see that so far significantly bounce and expecting for this market to remain bullish to create a new higher high. If we look at the weekly chart on gold, we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly very strong bull candle followed by back to back 3 weekly doji formation, and this week we have seen another bounce. The price currently from the weekly candle closed above this resistance, and we may see that gold is remaining bullish to create a new higher high. Now if we look at the daily chart on gold, we can see that from the daily perspective, last day of trading week also has shown a significant bullish price action. We saw that quite a few days of consolidation. It's a very strong consolidation, quite a few days, which is a sign that gold might bounce back up aggressively to the upside. As there was a long consolidation, we may see that gold is remaining bullish to create a new higher high. Now looking at the 4-hour perspective, we can see that it's a very strongly uptrending market structure. If we look at the Fibonacci perspective here, we can see that from this support level Fibonacci, we see the price still didn't reach that 38.2% Fibonacci level, which is the minimum Fibonacci, and we can expect now a deeper pullback. And I think that as it is a very strongly uptrending market, this support could be respected from 4-hour perspective. Now if we look at the 15-minute chart to see how the market is doing, we can see that from the lower time frame, this is a bullish market structure. We have seen there is a very strong bounce pullback, another bounce pullback. The market is forming series of higher high and higher, which is an uptrending market structure on gold. And from the 15 minutes, quite a few levels that we can look at with the market open. This is the previous swing low. This is where I will be waiting for potential trading opportunity with the market open. If we see that gold has shown suitable breakup structure according to the rules of our strategy, we will be looking for going long on gold with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at JPY pairs. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Now looking at the monthly chart on GBP JPY, we can see that from the monthly, the price has broken that monthly high. We can see the price has grabbed that massive amount of liquidity from the monthly on GJ, and then the price has got a very strong rejection from the top on the monthly on GJ. and this is a rejection from the top, which is the monthly candlestick pattern, expecting GBP/JPY to remain bearish. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly there is a weekly bearish engulfer on GJ, followed by this is the weekly candle, which is in fact also significant bearish price action on GBP/JPY, and expecting for this market to remain bearish for long-term perspective. Now if we look at the daily chart on GJ, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is a very strong drop, narrow pullback, another drop, pullback, and we can see the market is forming series of lower high and lower low on GBP/JPY. And what we can expect for this market, for the price to come up for a deeper pullback and then to drop back down. So from the 4-hour perspective on GJ, we can see that this is a downtrending market structure. We have seen a big drop, pullback, another drop. The market is forming series of lower high and lower low, which is a very sharp downtrending market structure, expecting GBP/JPY to bounce back up to the resistance and then to drop back down again. So this could be the zone that we can look for potential trading opportunity on GBP/JPY. Now let's see dollar yen. As we are expecting DXY to be weaker with the market open, we might see also the weakness on dollar yen. As next week yen pair news is coming, we can expect significant trading opportunity on dollar yen as well. Now looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market, from the monthly we can see that there is a monthly bearish engulfer followed by another monthly candle. Last month also we have seen that there is a bearish candle formation on dollar yen, and what we can see that in that area, this is the previous resistance line, which is also aligning with that, and we might see initial pullback and then trend continuation on the monthly perspective. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that the market is still bearish. If we readjust this previous support line here from the weekly, we can expect dollar yen for the market to bounce, retest, and then to continue to the downside. And I think that initially we might see that dollar yen is going up for a retest, and then we can expect for this market to come down to create a new lower low. Now dropping down to the daily chart, we can see that from the daily also this market is forming series of lower high in that area, and this is the daily bearish price action. We saw that last week there is a strong liquidity candle formation on the daily. After this liquidity candle, the market has dropped back down here with a very strong momentum. And last day of trading week, we saw also that bearish price action, expecting dollar yen to come up for a deeper pullback and then to come back down to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the 4-hour perspective on dollar yen from the intraday, we can see that this market also trending aggressively. This is where we can see that on dollar yen, this is where the price was respecting this resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and with that resistance we saw series of lower high formation, expecting dollar yen for the market to bounce, retest, and then to continue to the downside to create a new lower low. So this is where we can see the price is showing potential trading opportunity. As soon as we will find suitable entry, we will be looking for going short on dollar yen with a high probability trade setup. Traders, if you enjoyed this analysis, make sure you give a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.